My IQ is 144, and that means nothing to me, the world, because it doesn't matter how intelligent you are, how hard you work, but who you know. The most successful and influential Americans come from a surprisingly narrow range of elite educational backgrounds: Harvard, Stanford, and this starts with Barack Obama. During the 2008 financial crisis, people were losing their homes, and I will change. I will make sure this doesn't happen again. But what caused the economy to crash were the bankers, and statistically, they are the ones in the highest levels of power. If you were in an Ivy League school, if you're in Harvard, you are most likely going to be in a position that a lot of people will never even fucking touch. And if you look at the graph, red represents all Harvard graduates, and notice how they take a large majority of the most powerful groups of people, CEOs owning billion-dollar companies, and if you expand it to Ivy League schools, the elite 34 college schools, they are quite literally the majority, and that is what was happening at Wall Street. Everyone was in this circle of elite, and because there is some sort of camaraderie, we are better than everyone else, let's just fucking lie to them. The economy crashed, Barack Obama promised to change, and his decision to fix the economy was hire more people from Harvard, hire more people from Ivy League schools, which was the reason why the economy crashed. And with those people in power, they bailed out the banks, the ones that caused the economy to crash. And guess what happens to the people that lost their houses? They got nothing. Guess what happened to the people that fucked you over? They got saved. The government gave them a lot of money. And your assumption is Harvard, all these high-level schools, well, smart people, people with high IQs, they're the ones that get admitted into it, right? Fuck no. We all know about Asians and white people getting discriminated just because they are trying to fulfill a quota. If you have a 1600 SAT as an Asian person, but if I was black and had a 1400 SAT, they will pick the black person. But the Asian person with the higher statistics, tough luck pussy. And obviously this is old news. It's been overturned, and now colleges cannot discriminate, but they still can, because it's not about how high your scores, what are your curriculars, it's also a judgment of character. Admissions are all based on essays. Oh, how cool are you? Are you a good person? It's entirely subjective. It's all based on the people who are admitting you, and that allows for a lot of fallacies to be involved. And it doesn't matter, because Harvard's agenda is to make as much money as possible, and they're fucking killing it. If they were their own country, they would be ranked 90th. They have $50 billion. They trump out almost every single country, and it feels like you can't do anything about it, because it doesn't matter what your IQ scores are. It doesn't matter how special or intelligent you are. They will constantly pick the person who has had a generation, a father, a grandpa that did go to Harvard. You will get beaten out by them because their goal is to keep it in the system. This is why so many families back in the day who were rich just did a lot of fucking incest, because they don't want anyone in their circle. And let's be honest, if we were in Harvard, if we were part of the elite, would you invite other people to come in?
If materialism was good, greed is good, and we ought to get greed is good. And see, we can agree on
Why is
something.
greed good?
Greed makes jobs, money makes the world go round.
The answer is no. If you look at Paris, if you look at every other European country that is being invaded by Indians and Africans, they are quite literally ruining their entire country. This is factual, and more importantly, are you willing to give random people you don't care about an opportunity, or would you rather help your own people? I'd rather give priority to my family, my sister, my brother, my mother, my father, compared to the fucking homeless guy. This fundamentally makes a lot of sense. And a lot of people look at these facts as depressing. My grades don't matter. No matter how hard I work, it doesn't matter. My intelligence doesn't matter. I should just give up. And that is a pussy's way out. There are always outliers to the rule. And nonetheless, this is a conversation about confidence because anyone can be the outlier. Everyone can be such a large outlier that it can overturn the entire system. But not a lot of people believe in themselves enough to actually succeed. They're so indoctrinated by society that they will never push themselves against what can be broken. What am I talking about? You can see this in a lot of people who realize that grades are very important to get into those schools, but then the more they try, the harder they push, they come to the realization that it didn't mean as much as they thought. They have been lied to. This is why so many people will reject money. This is why so many people will reject grades, because they have been singed by the flames of their efforts, what they've been told by the world, and more importantly, your environment matters a lot more than your IQ. Because I guarantee you, a lot of these Ivy League school people are not the brightest people. I will trump them in any conversation, in any sort of intelligence, but nonetheless, they will have the advantage over people like me, over people like you, but that doesn't mean you and I cannot beat them. This is the idea of you can be born a mega genius in Africa, but what are you going to fucking do in Africa? They struggle with making wells. They need help from Mr. Beast to make a well for them. You could possibly be a super genius, but if you were born in fucking Africa, give up. That's what everyone tells you. If you're not born in these colleges, if you were not rich already, give up. That's what everyone is constantly telling you. And there's other people who try their hardest. They work so hard, only then to get burned because it never actually amounted to what they wanted. You don't have a lot of options. What the fuck do you do? And it's to realize that you can be an outlier. You can be different. And there is no predetermined path. The people who work really hard were sold by the idea of the society that is set up by elites that if you do all of this work, we might give you a chance, we might accept you into the college, we might allow you to become a New York Times bestseller. And at least how I see things, I'm going to invest a lot of my time and effort onto the internet, onto online spaces, because as society progresses, it's making things a lot more equal. It's making things a lot more even. You don't have to open up a store to sell all your clothes. You can just do it online. You can learn from the smartest people on the world, and it's for free. The internet has really evened out the spaces for a lot of people. That's why you'll see dumb, stupid fucking 18, 19-year-olds that are already millionaires making hundreds of thousands of dollars. It's because you don't need the system that has already existed. But you know, it's a very dangerous game because here's the truth, okay? If I had the opportunity, would 100% go to an Ivy League school. That is almost a guaranteed way of success. Just look at the statistics. If you go to an Ivy League school, if you go to the Elite 34, Harvard, you're guaranteed to success. And this is a very open-ended video. I'd say check out the Patreon. I know, fucking crazy, but actually I helped one of my viewers get accepted into their dream colleges, which was for an engineering major, and he utilized the 101, which was $5, but it's 15 now, because $5 an hour, like, come on, that's crazy.